So I'm thrilled and honoured to be able to welcome back on the podcast Mr. Viv Thomson from Bests in Great Western or Grampians. Thank you very much, Viv, for making a bit of time here today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We've had a great... yesterday was good and today's, I think, is even better.
So, Viv, no doubt you've been involved with Melbourne Food Wine Festival quite a bit over the past 25 years. What have been some of the highlights of the festival in your mind?
I think one of the highlights for me has always been the fact that we get a chance to get together with a lot of other winemakers who I don't see very often. There are a number of small makers and bigger makers who we really just don't get to see, and we all get together at functions like these, and it's great to have a good catch-up. So from a personal point of view, that's one of the things I really enjoy, is catching up with some of my mates who I haven't seen for a long time.
I'm sure that it's also a great opportunity for you to be able to connect with the wine consumers. And an event like today, for example, there's a huge variety of ages and backgrounds, and so it must be nice to sort of, particularly, I guess, some of the younger consumers who might not know much about Bests. Is that a really great opportunity for you as well?
Well, it certainly is. My wife and I are now partly retired, and we don't get out and do these functions very often, but it is nice to touch base. I've always believed that while you can talk to your retailers and your wholesalers, this sort of thing, the people at the coalface are those people who are buying your wine, and it's most important to have a relationship with them. And certainly events like today has been a great opportunity for us to do that.
As one of my guests who has probably been one of the biggest influences on other producers, particularly guests who've been on the podcasts, like some of the people here today, how do you view the kind of the Makers and Muses concept in terms of collaboration and supporting future winemakers?
I think it's always, look, when groups get together, there's always a lot of co-relationships going on, always a discussion about different things. Probably not so much at a function like this because we're all fairly busy, but it's good to relate and it's good to see the younger people coming through the system. I guess one of the things that I see now is the younger generation coming through, and it's great to see that. I mean, these are young people, they're keen, they want to have a go, they want to try things, they're the sort of things that we've probably tried and done before, but they've got to do it themselves and give it a try, and like we did, if it doesn't work, you fall on your own sword. It's as simple as that. But it's great to see young people coming up through the system.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the other events you've been involved with here at the Melbourne Food Wine Festival in 2017?
Well, we were involved last night in our winemakers dinner here, which was absolutely fantastic. It was a concept where they brought together, I think there were probably about 15 to 20 wineries. They also brought together top sommeliers from around the country, mainly from Sydney and Melbourne. I think there were probably some from Adelaide as well. Matched each winery with a sommelier, with a set course, and where we had to put on some of our own wines, but also wines which meant something to us, and which we may have had some past relationship with, or our sommelier had some past relationship with. So I think we probably put on about 8 wines. Each table put on eight different wines for their own table. But with our table, we had our own wines, of course. We had some Riesling from John Thompson at Crawford River. I think we had his 2004 Riesling. We also, our sommelier selected a great French Hermitage from the Rhone, which was really good. And we finished off with we also had the Yarra Yering Pinot. And our last wine was a sweet sparkling wine from the south of France. It was fantastic. I'd never seen it before. But this was a real revelation. But that, we were involved in that last night. But it was very, very successful. I must admit, I had my concern about how it would work, but it worked extremely well. The food was fantastic. The service was good. And it was a great night. And for those people who attended, I think everybody said they had a great evening. It was certainly worth turning up to. But it was 10 per table, and it was a really fabulous night.
Fantastic, and of course, last year was a very momentous year. Did you? And I sat down with you at the beginning of the year to mark the 150th. Was it a really fantastic year with lots of events and opportunities with media to celebrate that momentous year?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, we're a small winery, and while we haven't been at best for 150 years, we've been there for almost 100 years. But it's a big milestone. 100 years is big, 150 years even bigger. And as from a personal point of view, there's a great satisfaction in knowing that we are still upholding the traditions of a winery which started in 1866. We are still making wines from vines that were planted in 1868, and we are still making wines in the cellars which were planted and which were built in the early 1870s. So it was a great deal of pride and satisfaction last year when we achieved the 150 years for best.
Fantastic. Well, look, I wish you the best this afternoon with the rest of the tasting, and thank you very much for making a bit of time to chat with me.
Thank you very much indeed.